You're going to get on top and mount, however you want to mount. And your goal on top is to, number one, stay on top, and number two, finish them with an Americana. Does everybody know what an Americana is? A shoulder lock. This is an Americana, shoulder lock. That is the only submission you're allowed. Bottom person trying to stay. Ready? Go! Time. Okay, how many people got an Americana? Raise your hand. Okay, not bad. We are going to dramatically change those results here in about an hour. Let me go back to one of those first principles about holding out now. Instead of thinking about it as holding a position and then going for submissions, there's an intermediate point. So first, just hold them down, 100%. Then hold them down and kill an arm. And just see how long you can have one arm killed various ways underneath it. You know, you're controlling from the elbow to the shoulder. How long can you stay mounted while controlling one elbow from the elbow to the shoulder? And then third, submission. So we don't skip, because that's one of the things is people skip that step from mount. We know to do it from cross sides, right? If I'm cross sides, we know we can kill the arm with my hand, my knee, or my hip, right? To keep Brian from escaping, but we forget about that from mount. Very important from mount. So now I'm going to use the fist choke just to get a hold of one of Brian's arms. Right? One thing I want to say here too, Jiu-jitsu is not like boxing. In boxing you can sell a fake through making it look real. Jiu-jitsu is about feel. So even though I want to get the arm, I'm going to really try and choke him, because me really trying to choke him is going to make him really defend it and then give me the secondary setup. Okay, so we're here. He's moving around a little bit. I go for my fist choke. He brings his hands up to defend it. Yes, however he does it. And what I want is I want this. So I'm just grabbing his wrist, right? So I'm here, attacking. He brings it up. There's lots of ways I can get it. I can feed it to my hand. Okay, I can come underneath the elbow, walk it up, and sometimes I'll grab the armpit, and then I'll feed it to that hand. And sometimes I'll go for the choke. He brings his hand and I'll pummel this way and get my elbow to the mat. So I'm here, puts his hand in, I re-pummel, elbow to the mat, walk it up, feed it to the wrist. And then once I get it there, what I'm saying is spend a couple minutes just holding him here. He tries to move around, see what it feels like to hold him. And again, my hips are engaged, feeling where he's going, and then we're going to go to the submission. I want to be here and make sure Larry can't turn away. Can you look away? Yep. He starts to reach his hands down towards my hips, and I punch. Nice, clean punches. He's going to do what? He's going to bring his hands in. And that's all I want, because what I want is his hands. So I'm using it for a purpose. I'm hitting with a purpose, and I'm always engaging my hips. That's the MMA version of this. The Jiu-jitsu grappling version of it is attack the neck. Bring your fist up, bring your hand up. If you had a gi on, we're going after the collar, but it's their hands go down low to your body. You start to attack the neck to bring the hands back up instantly. It just has to be a habit, right? All right, guys, time. Somebody got the catch? Okay, now we're going to talk about the Americana. It's one of my favorite submissions. Right way and a wrong way to do it. And like everything else in Jiu-Jitsu, the right way is going to be fully connected, more connection, which means different things at different times. Ultimately, it means using all of your body in conjunction with the ground for maximum effect. And it also means sometimes surface area. So we're here. If I have a kind of a loose Americana, so I'm on his wrist and I'm down by his elbow, Brian's really only counter, just nice and relaxed, Brian, turn towards the camera a little bit, and then bring your elbow in towards your own ribs. Once his elbow gets in here, I don't have it anymore, okay? Or he might straighten out his arm, right? But ultimately he needs to bring it inside, right? And once he gets it in there, it's lost. So I want, when I go to the Americana, I don't want to focus on the elbow in this. I want to focus on the connection. My connection is going to be deep. I'm going to go my bicep until it hits his armpit, until I can't go any further. Here. And then it's here, right? Like this. And I don't even really care too much about the wrist. I'm just controlling here. But this is nice and deep, so I'm as far as I can get until I can't go any farther. Just punching it through, can't go any farther. Then I'm here, in tight. Now try and just get your elbow inside. I can even lift off of him and give him space, and he can't get his elbow in, right? And then it takes very little effort. That's the difference between so Americana, yeah, where he can escape, connected Americana. He can't escape because he feels that all the way around. My arm is fully connected on his arm. Just that part right there, nice and tight. Okay? So we take it back to the mount position. I'm on top, hand behind the head. My left arm's there, so my right hip's engaged. I start to fist choke him. He defends. Come underneath, walk it up, catch the arm. Still staying on top, making sure I defend. Then I get in deep. Right elbow's in deep and I lock it up, nice and tight. And again, I'm connected to him, so I always have to be mindful he's going to roll me. So if I feel him touch my elbow, yep, my hips are engaged. Then when I go to finish, slide my arm to the other side, nice and tight, and I look away. If he escapes here, or tries to escape, his only real Hail Mary is to try and throw me this way. He'll put his hand on my armpit, try and throw me that way. So I always look away. And that does a couple things. Lay down, Brian. I just want you to watch my spine. So when I look away this way, see how my spine is straight, my posture, I have good posture. And when I look at Brian this way, see what happens to my spine? My posture is kind of out. That's number one. Number two, when I'm this way, and my head hits the mat, and now I keep going, I can't go any farther on my neck. So I'm going to get rolled over. When I'm looking this way, I have good posture. My head hits the mat, and I can slide and stay on top. Okay, so I'm always looking away. Hickson would say, you look away so they don't gouge your eyes, which is also a great point. So consider that a bonus. But structurally, it's also more sound, right? So we're here. I'm attacking. He brings his hand up. I work. I catch the wrist. I stay on top. I'm holding. Fully connected, nice and deep. Look away. And there's the finish. Well, when I did this sequence at one of my seminars, I had a room full of some good grapplers. This was actually in Idaho. I do one round without teaching any of this material. Say one side hold mount, one side escape. Top person is only allowed to do the Americana. Now you're at a big disadvantage, right? Because the person on bottom knows exactly what you're trying to do. They might just spend the whole round like this just to shut you down. And almost no one got the Americana. After we went through the sequence, using the fist choke, and I allowed them to use the fist choke as a setup, and the connected hips, did the same drill. Almost the entire room was able to finish in one 5-minute round, get at least one Americana on top. And that's what you want to do. This goes back to that epistemology. That's so important, and if you watch the interview I did with Hickson, which we'll link on the videos, you'll see us talking about that, but you need to do the isolation rounds. One side holds top, one side escapes, and you're just looking at controlling arm. Then you're just looking at controlling arm and finish with an Americana. You put the time in that way, as opposed to trying to just learn more and more technique, and you're going to be finishing people with this in no time.
It's the same person on top. Go with the Americana. Person on top, you can see it. Go.
Time. How many people got the Americana on that one? Yes, very good. Very good. Usually when I do this at the seminars, I'll do a round at the beginning of the day, and maybe 1 or 2 people get the Americana. And I've had a couple of them where I did a round at the end of the day, and everybody got the Americana. Because once you have everything else dialed in, your mount is so solid that the submissions come easier, right? And that's the secret to getting good submissions, is holding position. It's not how many submissions you know. It's your ability to put pressure on that person that can't escape. Then they have to give more to try and get out.